10 years, 137 games. When I took charge of Greece, they were the 47th best team in the world, and by the end of this video, we'll be top. But that's not the goal of this save. I'm trying to become the unofficial world champion for the longest time in Greece's history, and it turns out that's quite tough. We held the title for 6 games until a shock home defeat to Denmark. They are now the reigning champions and will be until they next lose a game. We just have to wait for our next chance, and that just might be the World Cup. This is probably a good time to introduce the mainstays of the squad, those who have consistently made the team over the last 7 years. Now I take a data-led approach. Rather than attributes, I'm looking at performance data. XGP for goalkeepers, header win rate and tackle win rate for centre-backs, tackle win rate, progressive passes and XA for full-backs and defensive midfielders, XA and goals for attacking midfielders and strikers. Christos Mandas's minus 0.07 XGP isn't great. He concedes more than expected, but it's the best we have. At centre-back, Kostas Kouliarakis, elite in the air, fine in the tackle. Vasilis Karkatsalis should be here too, but he moved to Heerenveen and stopped getting regular football. Triantafyllis Tsapras is a defensive right-back, wins his tackles, helps progression. Vishos on the left is the more creative option. 0.18 XA is fantastic. He's now moved to Mexico though, and that's a league we don't have loaded. Midfield is more secure. Christos Mouzakidis, now at Dortmund, does a little bit of everything. Nectar Triantis at a lower level in the MLS is better in the tackle and more progressive. Yannis Konstantelias is my boy. I cannot hide my PAOK bias, nor do I need to. 0.25 XA is great. Konstantinos Kouretsis is the actual boy wonder, now at Real Betis, where he's a goal-scoring threat for midfield. Andrews Teta has been our go-to striker. 0.85 goals per 90 is phenomenal, but Stefanos Chimas is in the ascendancy, critical in the last couple of seasons. Vangelis Pavlidis has been a great servant, but his career is coming to a close. I love this core, a real golden generation, but there are some holes. For the last 3 years, we've mainly used a 3-4-3. It's been great, we won Euro 32, but we're short on defenders, and so it's time to return to a back 4. A 4-3-3 for the tougher games, settling into a 4-5-1 out of possession. When Konstantelias plays behind the striker, he's an advanced playmaker. When Kouretsis does, he's a free roll. I want a channel runner. Sometimes that will be a channel midfielder, other times it will be a channel forward. Then a 4-2-4 for the easier games. Mentality has been pushed up to positive as we might need to rely a little more on our attacking output. But otherwise, instructions remain the same as they have been throughout the save. Direct and counter-attacking in possession. We distribute short to go long. Out of possession, we drop into a low block. Compact, narrow, aggressive. It's a bend, don't break philosophy. We're under a lot of pressure, and it can be quite stressful to watch, but we stay organised. Then when we win the ball back, there's lots of space to counter. A tougher qualification group than usual. Hungary, Croatia and Serbia. We were lucky to rescue a draw in Croatia. Good value for our draw in Serbia, and otherwise won out to comfortably top our group. Our reward: Australia, Chile and Turkey in the World Cup. Before that, the Finalissima. As European champions, we face Copa America holders Brazil, and currently ranked 4th in the world, 5 places ahead of us. The squad has some new faces. Larissa's Vasilis Lavdas has emerged as a strong candidate for that hybrid full-back centre-back role. Stuttgart midfielder Josef Safaritis looks like the perfect relief for Mouzakidis, whilst Asterios Chaferikos has absolutely exploded onto the scene with Olympiakos. We got off to a lightning start. Vasilis Lavdaz's header gave us the lead before Bitsaurus sent Chimus racing through to drill the ball low into the corner. It was turning into an absolute rout, and Kouliarakis made it 3-0. Even when Luis Enrique could make a save, we were alert to the rebound. Troferikos fed Pavlidis, who then added a second from the spot. I am speechless. That was pure destruction. The Unofficial Football World Championship has changed hands, a few times in fact. Denmark lost it to Portugal. Portugal then gave it straight back. 2 games later, Denmark would surrender it once more in a World Cup qualifier to England. England finished qualifying unbeaten, only to lose it to Sweden in a friendly. Back to our squad, and suffice to say the newbies have earned their spot at the World Cup. Along with the mainstays, Alexis Kalogeropoulos is fighting for that starting berth next to Kouliarakis. Vasilis Sagaritis looks to be our starting left-back, 33, playing in the Dutch second tier, yet our best option. Pagonis Bitsaurus, now at Almeria in La Liga, might start ahead of Troferikos, while Strasbourg's Babis Kustelis offers depth up front. I adore our attacking options. I am absolutely petrified by the defence though. And I was right to be worried. Robertson gave Australia the lead midway through the first half. We got back on level terms quickly, but we are yet to win the opening game of a major tournament. That was until Troferikos found the top corner. Beat Chile and we're through to the next round. Triantis' second-minute daisy cutter put us in good stead. Then, just before half-time, Troferikos fed Chimus in the channel and nestled it into the bottom corner. Kouliarakis thumped in a third to seal the win. We rounded out the group against rivals Turkey, where the patient Troferikos found the spinning Alexandropoulos for a 1-0 win. 3 wins from 3 means we top the group and get a third-place team in the second round. That third-place team was Georgia, and it was a mismatch. Troferikos once again picked out Chimus to give us the lead, before Koretsa's toe poked home shortly after. Provider would turn goalscorer as Troferikos made it 3-0 midway through the second half. Then, in the final minute, Konstantelius would get in behind, dance past the defender, hit the post, for Zaveritos to wrap it up. France in the round of 16 and some early controversy. A penalty I still don't know what it's for. Pavlidis to take, Pavlidis to score. The lead didn't last long. Some awful set-piece defending allowed Wojciech to level things up. But our response was immediate. Koretsas fed Chimus, and with it a 2-1 win. The quarter-finals pitted us against Cape Verde, a dogged affair settled in injury time by the glorious Konstantelius. Sweden in the semis, the current unofficial world champions. If you looked up the term counter-attack in the dictionary, it would not show you footage of this game. That would be weird, it's a dictionary. Nonetheless, Teta put on a counter-attacking masterclass. It sent Sweden crazy, more specifically Lucas Bergvall crazy. His red card pretty much ended the contest then and there, but there was still time for one more, Koretsas putting it on a plate for Troferikos. Get in! The title is ours. Now we just need to defend it by avoiding defeat in the next 6 games. Spain in the final, and they are a class above. Tony Fernandez should have given them the lead, but it wasn't long before Pau Kubasi actually did. That kind of spurred us into life, and Koretsas over the top for Chimus, and we were level. For maybe a whole 4 minutes. Bernal restored the lead, and perhaps more importantly, control. Lamine Yamal would strike the post, Spain would lift the trophy. They are official and unofficial world champions. Well, that didn't last long. It's a new era. Pavlidis and Teta have retired. Zois Karagiris' impressive header win rate earns him a chance to replace them. Aslan Denisov is marginally more prolific but playing at a lower level. Or maybe it'll be Irenaeus Sirus's creativity that fills the gap. In defence, I was wrong about Lavdas, out of favour at Larissa, out of favour with Greece. Theodoros Kalpakis is the latest underwhelming centre-back to join the fold. The group stage paired us with Israel, Germany and Norway. A draw in Oslo, a draw in Greece, and 4 wins, top of the group and into the quarter-finals. We finally have the home leg first, and what a difference it makes. Chaferikos waited to play in Karetsis to seal a 1-0 win. Could we defend that lead in cold, wintry Amsterdam? An emphatic no. Penalties and Verbruggen denied Zaferratos, Hartman sent Netherlands through. I'm still not going to pretend that the Nations League matters, but it would be nice to get past the quarter-finals. Spain retained their title as unofficial world champions all the way through to the Nations League final, where they lost to Portugal. And guess who we have in Euro qualifying? Few meaningful changes to the squad. Fotis Kitsos is probably our starting left-back, and still no long-term answer here though. Margaritis Belitsos is pushing for the right-back spot, mainly due to his good tackling. And Rayo Vallecano's Josip Astras is the latest striker added to the rotation. Kosovo offer little resistance, nor do Latvia, and now a title game beckons. Portugal started brighter. The ball broke kindly for Quenda, but Mandas got down well. Then our Achilles heel, set pieces. Quenda fed Vega, and I don't know how he missed. We improved in the second half, and from the second phase of a corner, Zaferis smashed us into the lead. It was late. Portugal were desperate. Diogo Costa went up for the corner, and well, you can guess what happens here. Stefanos Chimas rolls it into an empty net for a 2-0 win. This could actually be it. Just avoid defeat in the remaining qualifiers, then 3 friendlies. Can Latvia stop us before we even get going? The short answer is no. The long answer is no. Sorry, that was corny as hell. But I can't pretend there was any jeopardy against the 149th ranked team in the world. That's lower than North Korea. We put 5 past them in Riga, we put 6 past them here. An away trip to Kosovo is certainly more of a challenge. Notwithstanding Karagiris' early opener, but Aslani immediately levelled from the spot. It didn't take long for us to reassert ourselves. Irenaeus Sirus headed us back in front. Karagiris met the next cross to make it 3. And with less than half an hour played, Noah Allen's deflected shot fell into the path of Katris. Kosovo did add a second, courtesy of Memedi, but it was scant consolation. Our biggest obstacle, of course, would be at home to Portugal. Josip Astras settled the nerves early, then, in the 26th minute, Irenaeus Siros made it 2. Portugal improved in the second half, but Honcharenko's 85th minute goal was too little, too late. With 6 wins in qualifying, we topped the group, and are now up to second in the world rankings. A long way off France though. 3 friendlies to seal the deal. Now it would be in poor spirit to arrange them against, say, Brunei, Bahamas or Djibouti, right? Instead, I'm sticking to my normal pre-tournament prep. An away game against the North African team, Egypt, and a couple of home games against top 10 teams, USA and Brazil. Now these games are experimental, a mixture of starters and backups, such as Zaferratos who put us ahead. Then another questionable penalty, won by Konstantelios, converted by Konstantelios. Egypt hit back late, Fishawi with the consolation header. Against the USA, it was the Bitsoris show. He did well to beat his man, draw the defender, then find Konstantelios to give us the lead. Before the half was up, his top corner curler made it 2. But just as with Egypt, we let USA back into the game. Tillman found Aronson's run to half the deficit. Brazil is all that stands between us and history. Luis Fernando wriggled free, Mandas with a huge save. This is not the Brazil we beat earlier. This was much, much tougher. But not impossible. Chimas put us on the brink with 13 minutes remaining. Josef Astras sealed the deal. That, my friends, is a new record. For Greece at least. A 7-game streak as unofficial world champions. But why stop now? Friendly wins over Bulgaria and Austria wrapped up our Euro prep. Into the Euros and Portugal up first. Shades of 2004, perhaps this is an omen. Treferikos' wonderful solo effort gave us an early lead, but midway through the first half, Fernandez worked space down the left, hung up a cross, and João Neves equalised. With just 5 minutes remaining, Zaferis broke free, Chimas tapped in the winner. A win against Czechia will see us through. A soft free kick, a goal-mouth scramble. 1-0. France have had a mare, drawing with Northern Ireland and losing to Switzerland. We are now the best team in the world. That meant we could rotate in our final group game against Belarus, where Astras gave us the lead. Sotiris Alexandropoulos, set to retire at the end of the tournament, made it 2 with an absolute peach. Before the half was up, Bitsoris wriggled into the box, got a little lucky and made it 3. Belarus, to their credit, got one back, Kariv at the far post. Top spot in the group, our title run is now at 12 games. Sweden in the second round, and they were out for revenge. Kusiasare put them ahead after just 13 minutes. It took us a while to find our rhythm, but Chimas scrambled in the equaliser before Koretsis' free kick was nodded in by Georgios Katris. With 11 minutes remaining, Bargi sent in the cross, Mandas lost his head, Kusiasare equalised. Extra time loomed, but in the 87th minute Bitsoris found space and curled in a beauty. Ireland in the quarters. They'd already beaten Germany earlier in the tournament, but Germany don't have Yannis Konstantelius. The Pauk magician poked us ahead before sending Chimas through to make it 2-0. A second half penalty wrapped up a comfortable win. The 85th minute against Portugal. The 88th against Sweden. The 92nd against England. I couldn't ask for a better way to end this save, a chance to defend our Euro title. Lose and the Unofficial World Championship goes with it. Win and we can bow out on a high. And could there be a more fitting opponent than Portugal? Shades of Euro 2004, perhaps this is an omen. Roger Fernandes had the first real chance, but it was the hero against Sweden, Pagonis Bitsoris, who got the first goal. And then disaster. Mouzakitis concedes the penalty, Mandas comes to the rescue. With 8 minutes remaining, Portugal surge forward through Beno. He waits for support, Fernandes arrives, 1-1. Extra time. This is where heroes are made. Kyriakos Vasilikakis goes down, Vasilis Paidakis steps up. Portugal were crestfallen. Fotis Kitsos put it on a plate for Karagiris, then Koretsis intercepts the loose pass for Karagiris to do this. Back-to-back European champions. It doesn't get any better. Like Odysseus' return to Ithaca, it took 10 years. Not as many nymphs though. We delivered the Unofficial World Championship, and in doing so became the best team in the world. I reckon that's a job well done. See you next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world. And if you fancy some bonus content, including director's cuts and behind the scenes videos, you can join these wonderful folks currently adorning your screen by becoming a member or patron. links in the description below.